A top dirt late model is spotted with some interesting new parts, and we'll show you what they are and talk about what they're for, plus a new look for the Kreitz 69K sprint car, more all-star full-timers, and an open sprint car seat. Let's go. It's Tuesday, April 29th. I'm Justin Fiedler. This is DIRTRACKR Daily presented by Kubota Genuine Parts. Starting with high limit tomorrow night, we are about to be into a stretch of 5 straight days of dirt racing to watch on Flow Racing. If you haven't yet gotten a Flow Racing subscription for 2025 and you want to help out DIRTRACKR at no additional cost to you, sign up over at DIRTRACKR.com/flowracing. Flow is home to a ton of big dirt racing series and events. And they've also got plenty of paved racing. They've got drag stuff. There's action sports. And you can also explore an entire world of other sports and events as well through the other Flow Sports verticals. So DIRTRACKR.com/flowracing, or you can click the link below in the video description or the Flow Racing links at DIRTRACKR.com. Those of you who tune into the show regularly know that I try where possible to talk about interesting things happening around the technical side of dirt racing. That's included aero stuff with both sprint cars and late models. We've talked through rod shocks and tire doping. We've talked traction control, coilover sprint cars, basically anything Paul Silva related. There's been secret engine projects and absolutely chassis talk for days. And some stuff I've been alerted to by friends in the pit area, some things I've noticed myself and reached out to ask about, but over the weekend, it was a few of you who were on your toes. I had several messages from people tuned into weekend dirt late model action who noticed something curious on a car for one of the sport's best at the moment. It certainly made my nerdy race car heart happy that you guys were keeping your eyes peeled for things like this. On Sunday at Port Royal Speedway, the Koehler Motorsports 20RT of none other than Ricky Thornton Jr. was sporting an onboard camera for Flow Racing's coverage. The onboard was used at various points through the night, including very early on in hot laps. This onboard view is where folks spotted something a little bit different. If you look at the base of the cage tubing where it meets the bodywork, you'll see these little flange pieces. The idea, I believe, behind these is to help seal off the openings there for aerodynamic purposes. Normally, the guys, they kind of cut those holes out for the chassis tubing to go through, and then they don't do anything with them, but these flange pieces obviously cover that up. And these pieces were not on the 20RT before Friday at Georgetown, and I can't find another example of a car running them, including the other top Longhorn cars like that of Bobby Pierce or Jonathan Davenport. Asking around a bit, these are apparently 3D printed. This is an early version of them. They could be on sale to the public in the future. In this photo from my friend Paul Arch, you can see they're used all the way around those various cage tubes at the points where they kind of go through the body. And RTJ had a good weekend. He was second at Georgetown and then wins at Hagerstown and Port Royal. Do I think these pieces are why? No, obviously not. We've seen him fast and winning plenty in the past without them. But I do think it's something interesting to look at as teams try and find any little bit of time out of these race cars. I'm sure it won't be long before a bunch more teams will have something similar mounted up to their own cars. We've also documented all of the crew turnover that this 20RT team has dealt with this season and last season as well. But things might be settling on that front just a little bit. Zach Frields and Skylar Cooper have been in place, but over the weekend saw the first races out for new guy Nick Hardy. If you recognize that name, Hardy was previously crew chiefing Hudson O'Neal's car at SSI, but he departed that squad when Jason Durham was brought in here a few weeks ago. In a Dirt on Dirt story from yesterday, Kyle McFadden had all the details on the recent change, and there was a line in there about Thornton making, quote, 95% of the setup decisions. As we've kind of expected and talked about for a while, RTJ basically serving as his own crew chief. Going forward, though, the load should be lightened a bit with a full crew now behind him. Moving on to some sprint car things, we already knew that Christopher Bell is racing the Kreitz sprint car on Friday this week at Rocket Raceway Park. That is happening with the POWRi Elite Outlaw Series. He's also confirmed to be racing Thursday with High Limit at the Texas Motor Speedway Dirt Track. And I believe Darren Pittman will be in the Kreitz 69K on Saturday night with High Limit. The 69K, though, will look very different than the usual baby blue. Bell is running an interstate battery scheme on his Cup car at Texas on Sunday, and the Kreitz machine it's going to match. A rendering and a photo of the car were floating around online yesterday. Bell already with a World of Outlaws win this season going back to Dirt Car Nationals. He tried to run the High Limit show on Thursday at Las Vegas, but got foiled by the weather. And we've seen that Kreitz machine run well quite a few times this season, with Pittman in the seat, Ryan Smith in the car. Smith with 2 wins already at Port Royal, including this past weekend. Next, the All-Star Circuit of Champions is in a break now until June following their 2025 season opener this past weekend at Fremont. Caleb Henry with a big charge through the field to win that one over Cap Henry and Zane DeVault. In the final days and really hours leading up to that opener, their list of full-timers did grow to 14 teams. I think we talked last week about Creed Kemenaugh joining up late, and then the other addition was Greg Wilson. He signed up at Fremont and ended up going 14th to 5th in that opener. Just classic Greg Wilson. The 2-time All-Star champion and past World of Outlaws full-timer has IRA wins in each of the last 2 seasons, and I think could definitely find himself in the mix for victories on tour this year. So the final list of All-Star drivers includes Devin Borden, Cody Bova, Justin Clark, Zane DeVault, Bobby Elliott, Caleb Henry, Van Gurley Jr., Darren Nida, Aiden Price, Brandon Spithaler, Trey Jacobs, Leighton Wagner, plus Kemenaugh and Wilson. Not surprising to see Henry and DeVault run up front there, and I was impressed with the run from Bova. Spithaler and Borden both in an early hole after both of them finished way down the order. Up next is a trip to Central PA for stops at Williams Grove and Lincoln in early June, and then it'll be already time for Ohio Sprint Speed Week. For those of you free agent sprint car drivers on the market for a ride, there's currently an open one in the Midwest around Knoxville weekly competition. Yesterday on social media, BDS Motorsports posted they are starting a second 410 sprint car team and are looking for drivers with funding. They want to run at Knoxville and regionally as that funding allows. They're looking for resumes and videos from drivers to showcase their skills and try to make their case for this deal. If you don't know, BDS is owned by Brian Sunby, and they currently field a car for Tasker Phillips at Knoxville. He was a winner at the track in 2024 and ended up 5th in the track championship. Tasker also with 3 360 wins in 2024, but those came with the EFR team, not BDS. If you want to throw your name in the hat for consideration, go find BDS Motorsports on social media for that contact info. That's the Daily Show for today. If you want even more dirt racing content in your life, make sure to find Dirt Tracker on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. I'm always posting photos and videos to those platforms and several others as well. Basically, if you're on social media, wherever those places are, we're on social media as well. Don't forget as well to stop by DIRTRACKR.com. All sorts of news. You can find the analytics section, the streaming schedule. There's all kinds of stuff over at DIRTRACKR.com. You can check out that every single day. Add it to your list of daily stops on the internet. I hope you guys have a great Wednesday out there. We will see you right back here tomorrow.